Hey guys, Big Red 310 here again with a haircut that I'm not proud of. This has to be cut. Alright, so yeah, I haven't made a vid in 12 days, 13 days, wow, almost 2 weeks. Kind of strange for me. Longtime subscribers of mine, way back when, will remember that I used to make a video of, oh my god, I used to make a video every day, sometimes twice a day. Actually, there was a period where most of the time it was twice a day. So for me to not make a video for 2 weeks is kind of strange. Alright, so yeah, we're going to get into psychology, smychology. You'll find out what that means later. But first you have to sit through 2 reviews from Chikara. I don't buy that many indie shows as much as people think these days. The reason I make audio videos, a lot of audio videos, is because half of those DVDs and those audio videos, I do not have the DVD in front of me. The only 2 promotions, because they're my 2 favorite promotions, that I will consistently review on camera is Ring of Honor and Chikara. Because those are 2 promotions that I buy all the shows no matter what. I will find ways to make money for them. Like right now, I'm saving money. Well, I don't have to save money for WrestleMania next year because it's in Miami. Woo! But I'm just thinking of going to King of Trios. It's not, nothing's confirmed yet, but I'm thinking of saving up for that. So far, I have like a little trust fund saved up. But I took some money out of the trust fund to spend money on Chikara. You know, saving for Chikara, might as well spend some on Chikara. And I got these 2 shows, Caught in a Cauldron of Hate and Clutch of Doom. So if you want to hear my thoughts on psychology and pro wrestling and my in-depth analysis on how I feel psychology should run and how people criticize it, I'm like gonna have to sit through this review first. Sorry, I'll keep it under 8 minutes. In fact, right now on my timer it says 1:54. In 8 minutes from now at 9:54, I will stop. No matter what, I will stop. I will stop before then if I want to. So let's quickly get into Caught in a Cauldron of Hate. This was a very good show. I thought this double shot was very good. Those of you who do not know, the Chikara double shot in February is never really very good. Last year it wasn't very good. Well, it was good, but I was in the majority. I was in the minority when I thought both shows were good. There were some people that thought the first show wasn't very good, and some people thought the second show wasn't very good. Some people thought both weren't very good. Some people thought both were good. I thought both were just good. This was one of the better double shots they've done, and the one in 2009 supposedly wasn't very good either. So this is a very rare, very good shows back-to-back from Chikara, and they contribute a lot to the promotion. So we started off with Caught in a Cauldron of Hate. I thought this was a very good show. Hatfield versus Claudio, not really much to say. I just thought it was a standard opener. Unstable versus 3.0. This is one of the funniest matches I have seen in years. I was laughing my ass off throughout this match. 3.0, little by little, are becoming my favorite tag team in Chikara. Right now, the Throwbacks still have that position just from personal biasness. I really loved the Throwbacks in 2010 before Dasher Hatfield got hurt and before Sugar Dunkerton went to Ireland. They were my favorite tag team. 3.0 is very little climbing that ladder, and I believe in a show or 2 more, they will topple the Throwbacks, and 3.0 will be my new favorite tag team. Well, I consider the Colony as a whole a trio, and I consider the Portal as a whole a trio. I don't really consider tag teams anymore. I'm talking about straight-up tag teams. So, yeah, that was really good. Then we got Icarus and Gregory Iron. Again, I was actually kind of disappointed in this match. I thought it was an alright match, almost good. But I thought for Gregory Iron, you could have made better use. I mean, this is the one show you had him for, and I thought they kind of didn't do much with him. I thought they should have done a little more. Like his match with Lindsay back at Young Lions Cup 892, that was really, really good. His match with Torsus at Young Lions Cup 893, that was also really, really good. So I thought they could have utilized him more. I don't think he was really utilized that much here. Sugar Dunkerton, Brodie Lee, good match, very good match. Well, not very good, just good, but fun, and contributed a lot to the storyline. I really liked the ending. It adds a lot to the storyline, and it makes sense seeing as how the January show ended in between these 2 teams. Really excited to see the Lumberjack match. I heard it was actually a pretty good match and the best match in their feud. So I don't know any spoilers though. I don't read Chikara spoilers. You post Chikara spoilers. I don't follow you anymore. I don't watch you anymore. Simple as that. So yeah, that was good. Colony versus Osirian Portal. Really, really fun match. I really enjoyed this. My second best match of the night. I just thought it was so much fun. You know, just everything about it was just really, really, really enjoyable. And it was a little botchy in parts and a little too long as well, but I still thought they got their point across. I'm a big fan of Jonathan Gresham. Really like what he's done with the Portal, and I really do feel the Portal should win King of Trios this year. If you've asked me my 2 teams, I would have told you in January, I would have told you the Soul Touchers, or I would have told you the Portal. And after that YouTube video hit 1 million views, it has to be the Portal. The Portal have to win. They've been pushing them like they're gonna win. They need to capitalize on the momentum because that video happened in CCW. It didn't happen in Chikara. So Chikara needs to capitalize on the Portal while they can because they're the main part of the Chikara roster. So yeah, I do feel that. And with Jonathan Gresham, I feel with everything combined, the Portal has to win King of Trios this year. That's just my opinion. And if it's not going to be the Portal, then it should be the Soul Touchers because they really should win it. And they're in the feud with the BDK right now. So there you go. All right, then we got the Young Lions Cup match. Frightmare versus Rich Swann. This was really, really good as well. Frightmare is really doing really well as Young Lions Cup champions. All his matches are really short, but he's had a lot of really, really good ones. Like, look at his matches with Johnny Gargano. Look at this match with Rich Swann. Look at a match he had with Obarian was supposedly really fun as well. The match that he had with Lince Dorado at Scornucopia, that was really good as well. Yeah, Frightmare's done a really good job as champion, so I'm really happy to see him. See him succeed. Now, if you ask me who should take the cup from him, I can't really give you an answer. My guess would be Johnny Gargano, I guess, but not for a while. I think Johnny Gargano and Frightmare will have one more match where Johnny Gargano will win the title, the cup, but give it time. Tim Donst versus Max Boyer. Not really a match. I don't want to explain what happened, so I don't want to ruin it, but I just want to say it was an awesome, awesome segment. I really enjoyed it, and Max Boyer, I feel, will be a staple of this feud, of this storyline of Tim Donst chasing out the Young Lions Cup champions for a while to come. Eddie Kingston versus Johnny Gargano. Really good, but still a little disappointing. Like, I thought this would be a lot better than what it was. I only gave it 3 1/4 because of the last 5 minutes. Johnny Gargano had a lot of really good offensive moves. And he helped the match a lot. But I thought this could have been a little better. But it was still a 3 1/4 star match. How can I complain? And the main event I thought was really, really good, actually. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't think it was boring. I thought the psychology was pretty good, how they worked over Jigsaw. And the last few minutes were just really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I almost gave this 3 3/4, actually. Probably because I thought that video package before this match was excellent. Like, excellent. Better than some of the video packages that the WWE do. Chikara did video packages for a lot of these matches, and it helps a lot. It really, like I said this in my final battle review, it really makes the promotion feel like a bigger deal. All these video packages really make them seem more mainstream. Same with Ring of Honor, what they did in Final Battle. To me, it's really important, and I'm glad that Chikara's been doing it. For those who don't know, if you buy the DVD, you get 2 Osaka Pro bonus matches, because Chikara did a tour of Osaka Pro with a few of their talent. Problem is, you don't get to see the full matches. For this match, I only saw like the last 7 minutes. I still felt I could rate it 3 stars, because I didn't see the whole match, because I still saw them working over the face, the Chikara guys working over the Osaka Pro guys, the shine spot, and the last few minutes of spots. So I feel that's enough for me to give it 3 stars, unlike the other bonus match where I didn't see enough of it to give it a rating. So that was that. Clutch of Doom, so yeah, Cauldron Paint, 7.5. Really, really good show. I can't really recommend or not recommend Chikara shows because if you really want to follow all the storylines, you need to see all the shows. It's just that simple. Clutch of Doom, another really good show. Okay, I have 2 minutes left. Green Ant versus Quackenbush. I really want to talk about this match. This match was a good match because this match, they had a match like this in Detroit, which when I first saw it, I only gave it like 2 1/4 because I was like, okay, that was fine, but it was short, whatever. This match was, and I didn't really realize the impact of it. A lot of people really liked that match because of the technical prowess of both men. So they had a rematch here, and again, it was very technical, and the crowd just loved it. The crowd ate it all up. The crowd was going crazy for this match and everything about it. It was really, really good, and they gave him a standing ovation afterwards. It was they were just doing a bunch of mat wrestling on the ground, but it really came off well. It'd be like a 2.5 star normal match, but because of how well the crowd reacted to it, and because I know that the Chikara fans wanted to see these guys have a rematch, and they did, and the crowd reacted really well and respected it really well, and I kind of liked it myself. 3 stars. Why not? I really enjoyed it. Ophidian vs. Icarus, not much to talk about. I thought it was fun, but I thought it could have been better. Throwbacks unstable. Funny what 3.0 did, but still, I thought this could have been better. The 4-way I thought was funny. I thought it was really good. I just don't really, I don't know. I didn't think it was that special. I like the one at the Germans much more, actually, even though they gave them both the same rating. So yeah, I thought this was a really, really fun match. It was your standard Chikara elimination match. I just didn't find it that appealing. Master Eagle Cerro del Rey actually was kind of amused by this match. You know, I thought it was kind of all right, actually. It was better than the match with Daizee Haze. It was very methodical, but I thought the ending came off really, really well, and the crowd really liked it, so that's why. Ultramantis blocking and coherence versus Batiri. Really, really, really fun 6-man. I really enjoyed this. It furthered along the storyline very well. It furthered along a future Frightmare Obarian Young Lions Cup match. Everything about this segment was great. 3.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to need another minute. I'm sorry. I still have a few things left. Please just give me 1 minute. I know I'm already past 9:54. 1 more minute, I promise. So yeah, that was a really good match and a really fun segment. Tim Donst versus Jigsaw. Okay, this was a great segment. I thought it could have been done better. I wouldn't call it a great segment. I would call it a good segment because I liked what it did, but still, it was the semi-main event of the show, and I kind of felt that it was kind of important that they kind of had a longer match. The match was only like 2 minutes long. I want to explain what happened. Well, it was great storyline progression. I still felt that it was a good segment, but it was not a great segment. It could have been done better. I just feel in the semi-main event, I don't think it was the right place to have it. You should have had the 6-man then be the semi-main event. The Colony versus the BDK. I'm gonna need another minute. 11:54, whatever. So the Colony versus the BDK. I thought this was a really good match. My problem was it could have been great because I don't think people understand. It was supposed to be Claudio and Ares. Ares wasn't there. I don't know why. I guess there's some storyline reason why Ares didn't show up on the show. Because Claudio and Ares beat the Colony for the titles, the Campeones de Parejas, the year before in Easton. And they also beat them in King of Trios, but mainly that they beat them for the titles in Easton. And the Colony had faced several injuries throughout the years. Green Ant got hurt, Fire Ant got hurt. So now they're back, and they're challenging the BDK in Easton to get their revenge. Ares wasn't there for whatever reason, so they had Torsus. It was still good, but it didn't properly fit because it was supposed to be the Colony versus Ares and Claudio. And Torsus and Claudio instead. If Ares was out for storyline reasons, then you should have pushed this match for later because I think it would have made a much bigger impact if it was Ares and Claudio because for some people this main event might have seemed random. I still thought it was a really good match though. Really enjoyed it. Great stuff. Post-match confrontation. Amazing. It furthered Eddie Kingston Claudio awesomely. That is all. I did not want to reveal it. And the Osaka Pro bonus match, I didn't see enough of it to fully give it a rating, unlike the other one. So I'm just going to say it was a fun segment because I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I also give the show a 7.5. It's not as top to bottom great as the other show is, but it has the best match on both shows, in my opinion, is the main event. And it still has some really good matches and some good storyline progression. So yeah, I still give this a 7.5. And yeah, there you go. So both shows recommended by myself. Alright, I went over my own time limit again, but I don't care. I really love Chikara, and I really love to get into why their storylines and why their matches mean something. So, if you don't like it, tough shit. Alright, now I'm going to probably go 12, 15 more minutes, hopefully, with this next one. And that is going to be Smychology. I know a lot of people have been expecting this video from me for a long time. I've been wanting to make this video since December, but things got in the way. Reviews got in the way. Top 100 matches of the year got in the way. Little things here and there just kept getting in the way. And now that I finished the top 100 matches of the year, now that I finished the most recent All Sides Wrestling World, another one's coming up soon. It's going to be about independent promotions that no one talks about. I don't want to get too much into it, but indie promotions that will be reviewed: ECWA, CZW, PWO, AAW, and NEW. So yeah, look forward to that. So, but let's get quickly into Smychology, a video that I feel very passionately about and I've wanted to say for a while. Okay, this video needs to be done well because I know there are many pure wrestling critics out there that if I don't do this video the way I want to do it, that a lot of them are going to call me an idiot and they're going to criticize me and they're going to say your shit doesn't make sense, you don't understand wrestling. And that's coming. That's going to come either way. And I'm prepared for it and bring it on. I'm going to try to express my view on this the best way possible without sounding like a complete bumbling moron to try to explain why I feel this way about psychology. Alright, there's a reason this video is called Smychology. Let me see if I still have the book. I still have it somewhere. Ah, yes. Here we go. Just ignore that. Here you go. Why We Suck by Dennis Leary. A feel-good guide to staying fat, loud, lazy, and stupid. Why We Suck by Dennis Leary. I've read a quarter of this book. I have not finished it. There's a very nice picture of Danica Patrick in there, but yeah. Don't think I was looking for that. That's the first page I turned to, perverts. And there's some nice pictures of his family, too. I've read the first quarter of it. The problem with it is, I don't know if many of you know this. I have a relative of mine that's autistic. And so there's a title. I mean, I'm going to give this guy a chance. The reason I got this title from, there's a chapter in this book. I mean, Dennis Leary's a funny guy, but I just got bored sometimes. It's not like probably my favorite comedy book of all time. I can't find that one. Stephen Colbert's I Am America, and So Can You. That book is awesome. And I thought this book would be like it, and it was still really good. It just wasn't as good And then right when I was in the process of reading this book, I got Bret Hart's book and I started reading that. And then I kind of put this book aside. And then Jericho's book came out, which I finished, which I'll get to that later. Now I'm reading Luke Thes's book, which I'm still in the middle of. Mick Foley's book, which I'm still in the middle of. Jim Cornette's Midnight Express Reunion. So anyways, I haven't really got back to this book. But in this book, there's a chapter, a very, 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 very controversial chapter that I know not many people are happy of. And here it is. The chapter is called Autism Schmautism. I have a relative of mine that's autistic. Some people might take offense to that. I don't personally. I personally think to give this guy a chance to hear out his case about autism. So, psychology, smychology, just like autism, schmautism. It's mocking the word. It's saying that even though the word does exist, some people kind of get mixed up about what it should be. Like autism, like he views on autism, like I view on psychology. Okay, look. I get what people are saying. Instead of, it's not really about psychology, maybe it's more about aesthetics. I know there's a lot of people, like Daniel Talks Pro Wrest is one of them, who truly believe in wrestling aesthetics. In wrestling aesthetics. They truly believe that that's the point of wrestling, to create a proper narrative for the fans to follow, that the match goes somewhere. To get the fans into it, you know, simple basic psychological matches. Some people mention working over the guy's arm, the heel working over the face in some way, shape, or form. Anyways, that's that. Or some other narrative that people can follow. That's why he prefers pro wrestling, because they strict the basic storylines, and those that get a little too spotty, their matches aren't very good in his opinion. And that's fine and dandy. Here's the thing though. I once asked a question to Dave Meltzer, because I've been thinking about this topic for months and months and months. I once asked him, what would you say is the bare bones definition of psychology in your opinion? And you know what he said? He said 2 words. Whatever works. Whatever works. Kind of got me thinking about that definition. And then as I began thinking about it more and more, the purpose of a match, the reason, I'm talking at least in North American wrestling, the purpose of the match is to get the crowd into the match. It's not necessarily to tell an aesthetic. That's part of it. They teach you how to work an aesthetic so you can get the crowds into the match. But the ultimate goal is to get the fans into it. Like Shawn Michaels was criticized for his psychology, and he said, well, if the purpose is to get the fans into it, then who cares how I get there? And I truly believe in that. If the purpose of the match is to really get the fans into this match, who gives a shit how you get there? Now, some people truly believe that wrestling aesthetics are needed, narratives, constructive storytelling in the match. But I truly do feel that each crowd is different. I truly do feel that if you go out there and you perform a 10-minute spot fest and the crowd is going crazy for everything you do little by little and they're building the spots up, hey, great. They loved it. They loved the match. Maybe that might not be your or my cup of tea, but they loved the match. Now, the problem that most people have with spot fest are the spot fest that the crowd kind of gets burned out and they die out and it's not that interesting, and really the spots are done for no reason and the crowd just kind of pops little and little, and this is the worst flaw, and Gabe does a fucking lot of this, where a false finish gets a louder reaction than the real finish, and that's what you never want in a wrestling match. You want the finish to be the loudest pop of the match, and when the false finish gets a bigger pop than the real finish, that's how you can tell that you've burned your crowd. And those spot fits aren't good. Or I'm not gonna say they aren't good. They're good, but they're not what wrestling should be. There are certain spot fests, that hardcore spot fests that Big Japan does, like True Slayer and C-Dude showed me this Big Japan match a while back. I freaking loved. I thought that match was amazing, like incredible. You know why? Because they built to the spots. They didn't just do it automatically. They actually started wrestling, then they started beating each other up, and it progressed little by little. And the biggest reaction I gave was for the final spot. So yeah, that's what it should probably be for a match to go to entertain a crowd. Just because they don't have the proper aesthetic doesn't mean the match isn't good. I've heard a lot of people say that. Now, all right, for garbage brawls, like, let me give you an example. I saw a match between Tommy Dreamer and a guy named Ron Zombie in Northeast Wrestling. That match was ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Punch, table spot, chairs. They just hit weapons all over the spot. And I kid you not, in the entire match, there was one pin attempt. And you know what that was? The finish. They just hit each other with a weapon, picked up another weapon, picked up another weapon, and then when a pin attempt happened, I told myself, oh, the match must be over. There's a pin attempt, and the match didn't end. I'm not kidding. They won an entire match with no pin attempts besides the finish. It was ridiculous. It was a blatant spot fest. Those are spot fests that a lot of people have a problem with. I remember Lance Storm was having a problem with this when it comes to the Motor City Machine Guns. They do these great spots, but then they don't go for the cover. That hurts. You need to go for the cover after all these spots to make the spots feel more important. Instead, they really just purpose for weapons. But you know what? The fans loved that Tommy Dreamer Ron Zombie match. They were going crazy for that match. They were into it little by little because that's what they wanted to see. They didn't want to see Tommy Dreamer and Ron Zombie put on an aesthetic wrestling quality match. They wanted to see a garbage brawl. That's what they wanted, and they popped for the finish louder than any other spot on that match. They really loved that match. They had a lot of fun with that match. And you know what? I gave the match a good rating. Because you know what? Even though I knew it was a garbage brawl, even though I felt it could have been done better, the fans were going crazy for that match. So even though I wanted to give it like 2.25, 2.5, I gave it 3. Because I felt that, hey man, these fans really like this match. And that's really all that matters in pro wrestling these days. Look, this man, Luthez. I read a lot of this book on my trip to New York. This man is great, by the way. But let me tell you, he was saying how the business, after Frank Gotch had died, in the 1910s, the business started to plummet. Because, really, back then, wrestling was really, even though wrestling was still a performance, the quote-unquote workers, the quote-unquote shooters, the guys that were doing these performances were actual real wrestlers. And they had these very long, very dull contests. And Luthez said the fans just couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't sit through this stuff anymore. It wasn't enjoyable to them anymore. And they got bored with it. So wrestling had to be more flashy. Wrestling had to be, more fast action paced. And that's how they started teaching guys how to construct a match. Before, they didn't really do that. You knew how to wrestle. Go out wrestle. They actually have to teach guys a proper psychological format, proper story-building match, so the fans can get into it and they can really enjoy it. And, that's why they changed the business, not because they wanted to create a narrative or tell a story. They changed the business because the fans didn't like what the business was presenting at that moment. So they changed it. And now we have wrestling as we see it today. So the fans weren't happy, and so they changed it. And you know what? I wholly agree that that was great. And it just proves wrestling in its founding base was provided for the fans. So when Davey Richards goes out there and he has his matches, and yeah, maybe they do a lot of spots, and it's not exactly a proper build to all those spots, the fans are going ape shit. That's why people love the Force. That crowd was going crazy for that match. And you know what? That's the point. That is the point of wrestling today for those in North America. For those fans to go crazy, and they were going insane. You could have done a properly constructed match and gotten nowhere near as loud as a pop as you did for that match. So that's why that match is so revered on this community. Not because, spots, love. No, the fans were going insane for it, and because the fans were going insane, you, the viewer, were also going insane for that match. And really, if it was just a properly built match, it wouldn't have been the same reaction. Now, even though I understand the proper build for these matches. And I understand how garbage brawls and garbage spot fest a lot of people might not like because it's just overkill and it's unbelievable. That's another thing. Another thing that Sean Carlton Zero, AMC and One, and Daniel Talks Pro Wrestling have all said, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable in these matches to go 20 plus minutes and take all these brutal spots and still go at the same pace. It just doesn't make any sense. Yes, I agree. At the same time, this is from a completely different angle of it. In Chikara, some of the stuff come on, look at that CCW video with the Osirian portal. That stuff is believable. I'm not trying to say, now, that stuff's meant to be taken as a joke. These indie matches aren't. Now, I understand from that point. But still, I feel that wrestling's at a point nowadays where it's time to break out of the shell. It's time to expand from the set rules and conditions that are placed in society. Now, I'm not saying we can't have storytelling and aesthetic and build. I'm just saying it's time to lighten up a little. While I do properly believe in psychology, and trust me, my favorite matches are those that have aesthetics. My absolute favorite matches. Bryan Danielson's my favorite wrestler, not Davey Richards. Mike Quackenbush is my second favorite wrestler, not Davey Richards. I love proper aesthetic, proper build. I love that stuff. Bryan Danielson, Johnny Gargano, I still know that match spot by spot to this day. I saw that DVD 2 months ago. I can still remember everything, little by little, how that match built up so perfectly to the end, which is why I gave it 4.5 stars. I love that match. A match like Davey Richards and Christopher Daniels. I mean, I remember thinking it was awesome, but I can't possibly remember that stuff spot by spot like I did Bryan Danielson and Johnny Gargano. Trust me, I appreciate and love matches with narratives. However, if in these going crazy in these matches, I can recognize how these fans are going crazy, and I can recognize myself being entertained at what's going on, I'm not going to rate it below 3 stars just because it doesn't proper the follow aesthetical format. I don't like wrestling following by rules, because then each match is the fucking same. Each match is some guy working over some guy making a comeback. We need to be different. We need to see different things. I do not like it when my wrestling is the same. That's why WWE sometimes gets really, really boring. Because sometimes every match is the same. I like it when things are different. Maybe that's why I love Chikara so much. Maybe that's why I love Ring of Honor so much. Their matches are different. I can't find their types of matches in any promotion in the world. Even if, okay, maybe PWG and Ring of Honor, but Dragon Gate does it a different way. Their matches are different. Wrestling needs to be different. We can't just have the same format for matches. It doesn't work that way. And you can't just divide formats by content. You can't just say, oh, well, wrestling is different because the stuff we get in Japan is different from the stuff in North America. Yeah, well, I want my stuff in North America to be different too. I don't want everything to be the same down here either. Thank you very much. So while I do really enjoy narratives and aesthetics, I personally feel that if the fans love what's going on and the viewer yourself is amused at what's going on, then really it shouldn't matter that much. I mean, it should matter, but like I said, you should still recognize if you see what these fans are doing, if you see what these wrestlers got all these fans to do, how these wrestlers got all these fans to go ape shit for the match, and you say average performance, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, great example, the Briscoes versus Davey Richards and Matt Sydal from Anarchy in the UK. One of my favorite Ring of Honor matches of all time. That match is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous freaking spot fest. But, oh my god, was I going insane? And was that crowd going crazy? That crowd was going ridiculously crazy. I've almost never seen a better crowd for that match. They were going insane. Spot after spot after spot after spot. They were just going apeshit for that match. And me, because I felt, ooh, a proper aesthetical format, no. No. I'm just going to say that match wasn't that good. What the fuck do I know? What do you think these wrestlers are going to tell you? They're going to say, what the fuck do you know? They got all those fans to stand up, to cheer, to go crazy. They got all those fans to do that, and you're going to say that match wasn't that good? What the fuck do you know? Exactly. You can't say that. You can't say when it's a spot fest, yes, but if those fans are going absolutely insane at it and their cheers are getting louder and louder, who are you to say that match sucked? That just doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I don't believe in checklist wrestling, which is I do believe how some people have succumbed to these days. Checklist wrestling. Did it have the proper aesthetical format? Yes or no? No. Did it have the proper face comeback? No. Did the face fully sell all the way every single spot? No. Did the face... No. Why do you believe in... I don't believe in that checklist wrestling sort of mentality. All right? I look at whether I enjoyed it and whether those fans enjoyed it. And you know what? If the fans really enjoyed it, but you can't get into it because you can't fully... Because if they don't make it believable to you, you can't find it appealing. Like I can understand some people saying with Davey Richards matches, where because it's not believable that he can take all this punishment and still be 100%, and therefore they can't get into the match, fine. But to say that they didn't put on a good performance, even though their performance got those fans going crazy, insane, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. So yes, that is my opinion. I think I've pretty much covered it. Psychology, Smychology. So, video response. This, I think, is a great moment for video response. I encourage all of you. This is one of my quote-unquote wrestling essays. I have a full list of bullet points on my computer that I've been following. And my wrestling essays, I truly feel, are my best videos. Like when I did a video a while back, that was one of my favorite videos I've ever done. They can't push everybody. Where I was basically saying that pretty much every single mid-card in the WWE, people want it to be elevated. Well, you know what? It doesn't work like that. They can't elevate everybody. You need a stable mid-card division. Some people need to be mid-carders. That's how it is. And I did that, which I really liked. Why Sheamus winning the title was a bad thing, which again, as Mr. Narrator put it, that non-stop spamathon between the two internet guys. Stuff, I like it. I like it when I do my videos with my bullet points. Maybe I should do it more often. I don't know. So yeah, that was my opinion. Please, I encourage video sponsors from everybody. Sean Carlton 0, AMCN 1, Daniel Talks Pro Rest, you 3 especially, because I know you 3 really, really are heavy on Japanese wrestling, and this is how you... Oh, Double Cross King, you 2, and Honor Hammer, and everybody if you want. Go ahead, video sponsor. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. I will make video sponsors back if need be. Go for it. Video sponsor away. I'm Big Red 310. Check out those 2 Chikara shows. I'm out, guys. See ya. Hopefully in less than 2 weeks next time. Before I go, I would like to plug Sean Carlton 0. I forgot. And I've been forgetting after every video over the past few months. I hold Sean Carlton 0 with so much respect in this community. If you ask Honor Hammer or Sanders, we will tell you that the best person who wrote comments but didn't make videos was Sean Carlton 0. He was by far the best. And now he's making videos, and he's doing a damn good job. You know, you could tell in his first video, even though I thought his first video was fine, he felt a little uncomfortable in front of the camera. But that's it. That's what he said. I'm not saying that because I thought the video was fine, but that's what he said. And he's really developed a really good personality over the last few videos, and he's done a bang-up job. The guy reviews like every single Noah and New Japan show. Almost no one else does that. Really, really, I value his opinion so highly, and he's one of my favorite guys on here already. And I've been wanting to plug him for a very long time, and I've always forgotten. And seeing as how I mentioned his name a lot in this video, I would like to plug him now. Sean Carlton 0. Go check him out. Awesome, awesome channel. One of my... Actually, it's not there. It's down there. One of my favorites in this whole community. So, yeah. Check him out. He does a bang-up job. Really, all of my subscribers, just go subscribe to him right now. There you go. I'm out. See you.